Testing, 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 testing. Okay, testing, testing. Okay. All right, Shalom Israel, Shalom Bashim Yahshai Brakathum to the brothers, Shalom Yahweh Shema Alatah Bashim Yahshai to the sisters. We at the Isupk Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana, and we are not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. We teach that all so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. We are the true biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of, and Esau, or as you know him as the white man, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Also, real quick, I want to make a notion to let everybody know who might be new to the Isupk. We have no affiliation with what you know as today as the nation of Israel. Those are not the true Israelites. They are Jewish. They are Israeli. They are not the real children of God, and we have no affiliation with them. So with that out of the way, today is the Sabbath service. We'll be reading the book of Numbers, chapter 22, verse 40 to Numbers, chapter 24, verse 17. For those of you who might not already know, during the Sabbath service, we are reading the Hebrew, 49 verses total in the Hebrew. We read the first 7 in the Hebrew and then give the breakdown in the English and continue. Please, if anybody had questions, by all means, feel free to put it in the chat. Please like, share, and subscribe. We got to continue pushing this truth out. I'm not sure if you know, but if you're keeping up with the news, we are in the last days. We've been in the last days for quite some time, but it's getting real out here. Okay, with the war against Iran and it coming out about just multiple different things, how corrupt the government is. We as the people already know this, but now other nations are starting to become privy to just how wicked and disgusting this world and this nation truly is. So time's running out. That's all I'm saying. Time's running out. If you're not in class already, please get in class. I'm not sure how much more time we have left, until Christ returns. So I would suggest, get here sooner rather than later, because there might not be a later. So it's like, that's all I got for that. With that being said, we're going to be, with the Lord's Prayer. So Amidjim, which means to rise or stand, just me. Layashala, which means to or for Israel. Amidjim, upon Yahweh, which means to rise or stand and face the east. When attending class and engaging in the prayers, brothers, remember to have your heads uncovered. Sisters, remember to have your heads covered. Now we're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakutka, Baba'ah, Rzaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Batamanawa, Bakum, Call, Yawam, Basalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawathinawa, Bala'ah, Tabayanawa, Mansaiwan, Abor, Habashainawa, Hayan, Rai, Kaya, Baka, Hamalakwath, Ba'ala, Ba'aparath, Lawalamium, Aman. Now this is the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. This is Hakak, which is the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Babakashah, Athalanawa, Hakak, Hakak, Rafa'ah, Kamakala, Wakal, Marawa, Hakak, Atahar, Hamad Sabrayim, Haka, Laquai, Hamathium, Haka, Harakawaf, Atama Allah, Lagarashan, Bashem, Yahushai, the water of Mun. Now in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. This is Bless Israel in the English. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Barak Banawa, Wa'asha'ala, Wa'yah, Waha, Wa'atsaparium, Barak, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, the water of Mun. Now what we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school in the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Mayanya, All, Haharim, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Azoria, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Ba'radazah, Bayadan, Namawat, Wagalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yashan, Shamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yanyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Bala'ila, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Hashamar, Atnapashka, Yahweh, Hashamar, Za'afka, Wabawa'afka, Maida, Wa'ai, Iowalam. Now in the English, I will lift up my eyes to the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help comes from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Adam Yalaka, Ataka Rash, Wa'atashakwat, All, Kayahana, Al Yebika, Yahma, Yahwan, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Yamwa, Sauda, Waida, Yatazawa, Io, Tispawinika, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidim, Mongolia, Wala'a, Yazakar, Shamasha'ala, Awda, Kaya, Yawatazawa, Laba, Yakawa, Alika, Bariath, Yakarathwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wa, Shema Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wagorium, Gabar, Wamawan, Wamalak, Palashaf, Amashabi, Tazawar, Mashabor, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zorawai, Labani Lawat, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadyam, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Panakal, Kweshwan, Ashamawa, Ayan, Dara, Hayawa, Daman, Ladama, Shadamwa, Nada, Namawa, Kairab, Gazaba, Gazabat, Gazalmanai, Karnasiyakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Manawa, Af, Naawaf, Alahayam, Alahayat, Shadamwa, Kagogla, Kakwash, Lapunya, Raka'a, Ka'ash, Ba'ira, Ya'ira, Wa, Kalahaba, Falahat, Paragum, Kun, Tharadatma, Basairika, Wabasa, Wapafka, Bahalam, Mala'a, Paniham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shemka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Adi, Wayapaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadawa, Kayata, Shemka, Yahawa, Babadka, Alawan, Alcohol, Rataza. This is Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken captive counsel against thy people. They have consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. A soul also was drawn with them. They have opened the children of Bala, Salah, do unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, made their numbers like a red, like Zeid. Yea, all the princes, as Zabah, and as Dalmuna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, made them like a wood, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, make them afraid with thy storm.
fill their faces with shame, and let me seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high of all earth. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barak Yahweh, wa Yahushai, wa me'ak Allah, wa al-hayim, wa tzag ya'ah, alawap yahana, ha-alawapian, ha-saranyam, ha-kazayoyan, ha-kayayoyan, wa ha-gwathian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, for water a month. Now in the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, Commander General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it.
You may be seated. All right, so we're going to begin with the book of Numbers, chapter 22, verse 40, all the way to 24 and 17. So we'll do the first 7 verses in the Hebrew, break down in the English, and then continue. And it's definitely encouraged. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to put it in the chat at any time, and I'll try to get to you in a timely manner. Slakia. So we're going to read Numbers chapter 22, verse 40 to Numbers chapter 23, verse 5. This is the book of Numbers chapter 22, verse 40. Wahazabak, Balak, Bakar, Yatazan, Washalak, Labalaim, Walasha Rayam, Shar, Afya, Yahweh, Bakar, Wayabak, Wayakak, Balak, Af, Balaim, Wayailaya, Bayath, Ba'il, Wayara, Masham, Quatazah, Ha'ain. There's book of Numbers, chapter 23, verse 1 in Hebrew. Wayamar, Bala'im, All, Balak, Banalaya, Baza'ah, Shaba'im, Maza, Bakaf, Waba'an, Laya, Bazak, Baza'ah, Shama'im. Just 1 second. You're not able to, you're fine. I don't want you to think you do anything wrong. So I'm gonna read in the Hebrew, and I'm gonna have you read in the English. So right now we're starting from the book of Numbers, chapter 22, verse 40. I'm still reading the Hebrew right now. So once I'm done, you read in English. So this is the book of Numbers, chapter 23. What was that? Verse 2. Let's see, Ba'aish, Balak, Basha'ar, the Bar, Bala'im, Wa'il, Balak, Wabala'im. See, Par, Wa'il, Bamazba'ak, Wa'amar, Bala'im, Laba La'ak, It's like a Hazaab, Io, Ialathia, Walabaa, Waal, Wakwa Ra'ah, Yahweh, Lakwa Ra'athia, Wadabar, Ma'ah, Yara Anya, Wapa Da Fathia, La'am, Waya La'an, Shapaya, Waya Kwar, Alahayam, All, Alaim, Waya Mar, Alaya, Af, Shabaif, Wamazab Bakath, Arabathia, Wa'il, Par, Wa'al, Wamazaba'ak, last verse, Wayasham, Yahweh, Debar, Bapaya, La'im, Wayamar, Shayam, All, Bala'ak, Waba'ak, Fadabar. All right, that's it. So I'm gonna have you read Book of Numbers, chapter 22. Start at verse 40. We're gonna go all the way to 23 and 5.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 22, verse 40.
Mm-hmm.
And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and said to Balaam and to the princes that were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places of Baal.
Right.
And thence he might see the utmost part of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers chapter 23, verse 1. And Balaam said unto Balak, build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 oxen and 7 rams.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken, and Balak and Balaam offered on every altar a bullock and a ram. And Balaam said unto Balak, stand by thy burnt offering, and I will go. Peradventure the Lord will come to meet me. And whatsoever he showeth me, I will tell thee. And he went to a high place.
So real quick, who is Balak? Who is that? Who is Balak? You can say your guess, it's fine. You're not 100% sure. You can say your guess, it's fine. Who is Balak?
Balak. It's like Balaam was the one that was on the horse, correct?
Mm-hmm. So who is? So I'll get to Balaam in a second. So who is Balak? Who is that?
Not sure, sir.
No sweat. So Balak in Hebrew means devastator. He was the king of Moab who hired Balaam to curse Israel. So who is Balaam?
So it was Balaam.
Who's Balaam?
Balaam seemed like a priest that was coming to put a curse on Israel.
I'll take it. That's yes, you're right. Pretty much in a literal sense. Yes, he was a priest. Was he an Israelite?
Well, I guess it don't seem like he was.
Oh, sorry, Christ. No, he was not an Israelite. So this was, pretty much a false prophet. So, yes, Balak was the king of Moab at this time. And, I'm going to give it away a little bit, but, we'll break it down as we go. He knew of the children of God, Israelites, us, right? He didn't like us. So what he wanted to do was send Balaam, who was a false prophet. His name actually in the Hebrew means not of the people. A son of Beor, a man endowed with the gift of prophecy. At this time, says he was a foreigner, a Mesopotamian prophet around a place of Palestine at that time, right? So he's not one of us. So they're plotting against children of God. All right, just so everybody knows. So you stopped at what, verse 3?
Verse 4.
Verse 4. Okay, you can go to verse 5.
Verse 4 was the next verse.
Oh, so like you can start there.
Mm-hmm. And God met Balaam, and he said unto him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered upon every altar a bullock and a ram.
Okay, so this might be sound a little odd to some people. So the Lord met Balaam. Remember, Balaam's not one of us. And he said unto him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered upon every altar a bullock and a ram. Probably wondering, why would the Most High deal with a heathen? Right? Now, of course, fake Israelites, Christians and stuff, the people that believe that, oh, we can all come together. You see right here, he's dealing with somebody who is not an Israelite. We'll keep going.
Numbers chapter 23, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth and said, return unto Balaam, and thus thou shalt speak.
So we'll continue in the Hebrew, right? But right here, the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth, and he told him, go return to Balak. So we'll get into that in a second, right? So now we're going to go Numbers chapter 23, verse 6. 6 to 12 in the Hebrew. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 23, verse 6 in the Hebrew. Wayashab alayah wana'ah nataza'ab ayalathia ha'ya'ah ya'yabah sharaya ma'ab wayashah mashallah wayamar an aram wana kanya labak balan mawa'ab mawa'ab salakia mawa'ab mararaya kwadam laba'am ara'a laya wa'ai ya'aikwab walaba'a za'ai ma'a yasharala ma'a aikwab sorry akwab la'a kwa ba'am o yama'a aza'aim la'a za'aim Yahweh ba'am marash tazarayam aranya wabaga ba'aif asharanya an aim la badad washa ba'am wabagayam la'a yatha kasha watha kasha'ab ma'am banya aipar wa aikwab waba sapar ath yaba'ai yasharala tamath nakashaya ma'ath yasharayam wathahaya akarathya hamayam wayamar let's see balak all bala'im ma'a aisha ya'ath laya ya lakwab aya baya lakwathayan ya ba raba'ath run last verse wa'ain wayamar hala'a ath ashar yasha'am Yahweh ka haya athan ashamar ladabar. All right. So you can start verse 6.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 23, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And he returned unto him, and lo, he stood by his burnt sacrifice, he and all the princes of Moab.
Okay, so he returned back to Balak, right? He's king of Moab. Keep going.
And he took up his parable and said, Balak, the king of Moab, hath brought me from Aram, out of the mountains of the east, saying, come, curse me, Jacob, and come defy Israel.
So he wants him to curse Israel, right? Keep going.
How shall I curse whom God hath not cursed?
So he's starting to question him, like, how can I curse who God hath not cursed? Pretty much, he's starting to understand that the Lord protects us. He understands that these people aren't regular people. You want me to curse these people, but look who protects them. You can keep going.
What shall I, or how shall I defy whom the Lord hath not defied?
How can I defy whom the Lord hath not defied? So this is he's kind of starting to understand, like, hold on now, you want me to go against a people that's not only just protected by the Most High, but you want me to defile a people that even the Lord would not defile. How can I do that? He's starting to understand the scale of things, if you would, right? You can continue to verse 9.
Numbers chapter 23, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations.
Keep going.
Who can count the dust of Jacob, and the number of the fourth part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his.
So pretty much, Balaam is not rocking with this. He's like, hold on, you hired me to do a job, but I didn't understand the gravity of what I was doing. This is a special people that's protected by an entity that I can't even begin to fathom. I don't know if I can do this. He's even gotten to the point where it says, from the top of the rocks I see him, from the hills I behold him, and lo, the people shall dwell alone and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Meaning, these people aren't like everybody else. Who can count the dust of Jacob? Meaning, okay, there was a lot of us, right? Even now, to this day, we don't know how many Israelites there are. There's so many of us. Like, they try to make it seem, when you hear that term minority doesn't have anything to do with the number. Minority has to do with status. If you actually look at, like, white people, Esau, not just here in America, I'm talking about Europeans, like, people from Spain, Italy, Greece, France, the Caucasus region. They are small compared to everybody else. The only reason that they're able to do the things that they do is because they're more organized. That's all. They understand how weak they truly are. I mean, when you look at their nature, a white person's nature is to take from everybody else, not just here in America. France still has ties to Haiti. You know why Haiti is still poor? Because they still take money from them, even though Haiti beat them. One of the only tribes that actually beat their oppressors. They still have ties there. Portugal still has ties to Brazil. Brazil is the only Portuguese-speaking country in Latin America, right? Still have ties there. Matter of fact, you go to Argentina. Our people are there, but a large margin of them are actually not us. A lot of Jewish people actually moved to Argentina, in case anybody didn't know that. All right. And I have to fact check it a little bit from the sources that I've read. There was a time when they were at war and they actually sent black slaves in the forefront so that they could die. That's why there's not a lot of black people in Argentina. All right. So my point is, in order for them to climb, they take from others. That is their nature. So now reading this, Balaam, who was a prophet from another nation, he's sensing that we are not like everybody else. Going back to verse 10, who can count the dust of Jacob and the number of the fourth part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous and let my last end be like his. He might, hey man, I don't know about this. How about I just go about my way? When I die a righteous death. I don't know if I can do this, right? It's very wise of him. But let's see what happens. It doesn't end here. If you could, Baba Kasha, go to verse 11.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 23, verse 11.
Right.
And Balak said unto Balaam, what hast thou done unto me?
He's looking at him like, what are you talking about? I hired you for a reason. Keep going.
I took thee to curse mine enemies, and behold, thou hast blessed them altogether.
So he's like, I hired you to take care of these people. These are my enemies. And now you're telling me that you can't curse them, but thou hast blessed them altogether? He's baffled. But understand, Balak doesn't understand the gravity of what's going on. Balaam does, though. You can wrap it up at verse 12, Baba Kashar.
Verse 12. And he answered and said, must I not heed to speak that which the Lord hath put in my mouth?
So he's telling Balak, like, look, the Lord, the Most High, told me this, and he told me to tell you. Are you telling me that I should not hearken unto his word, but yours? Now, look, we've been down this road before, right? Okay, we all know about Egypt and Exodus. You know, Pharaoh, you know, he was told to let us go, right? Moses and Aaron went down there many, many times, and they kept telling them, like, hey, look, you know, Most High, I don't like this. You know, you might be Pharaoh, but at the end of the day, you're still a man. You're a man. You're flesh and blood, just like everybody else. Not only that, you're a heathen. You're not even protected by the Most High. So how about you do yourself a favor, right? Let the Lord's people go. Now it's happening again, a little different this time. So Balak looks at us, we're the enemy. He don't like that. He doesn't like us. He doesn't like how powerful we are. Got to get rid of us, right? So now he's hiring what he thinks is a powerful priest to put a curse on us. Well, this priest, though a foreigner, realized, oh no, this is out of my field. These people are blessed. They're protected by the Most High. Matter of fact, the Most High came to me and told me to tell you, better leave these people alone. But as many kings, as many other nations, as many heathens have done and still continue to do today, he did not want to listen. This is actually very similar to what's going on right now. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news, but the United Nations Assembly, right? This is like when all the countries get together and, you know, they start making decisions on, like, you know, how the world should be run. They came together and for the first time wanted to recognize that the transatlantic slave trade was one of the greatest atrocities that has ever happened. They're even talking about possibly trying to give, you know, the descendants, us, reparations or some type of, you know, competence for what happened. Now, will it happen? It's either yay or say or whatever. But my point is, there are nations that are recognizing, like, look, what happened to these people was absolutely horrible. We should do something about it. Well, 52 countries abstained from this, meaning that they wanted no parts of this. Of those 52 countries, most of them were primarily European. Surprise, surprise. But then, little cherry on top, there were 3 countries that actually voted against this. Mind you, all these other nations coming together realizing, hey, like, what was done to these people was an atrocity. You know, we need to do something about it. 3 countries were against that. Does anybody want to take a guess of what those countries were? What you got at?
United States.
United States, that's one.
Israel.
And
Argentina.
And Argentina. It's funny because I just talked about it, right? Now, of course, there are brothers out there and sisters in Argentina, but, you know, I feel like some people should, you know, read up on Argentina's history when it comes, you know, to God's chosen people. But you see what's going on, right? We've been telling, look, no one wants to admit how wicked this world is until it affects them. You know, the things that you've read about or heard about on the internet about Epstein files, right? How they're taking children, molesting them, taking them to a different island and doing God knows what to them. You find out that these people in Hollywood are kidnapping children, performing cannibalism. Like it sounds so wild, right? And it's disgusting and it's inhumane. But this is not a shock to Black people because we've read up on our history. We actually know what still happens to us today. You know, we read about how pregnant Black women were lynched and their stomachs were cut open and they took the baby out and stomped on the baby's head. We read about how they were taking the babies and feeding them as alligator bait. We read about how they have made us into shoes. They made us into shoes. We were made into leather. I want you to understand that. We were made into a tire. At one point, we weren't even looked at as a human being. We were called 3/5 of a man. Okay. So the atrocities that many Americans are realizing right now, we've already known this. But here's the thing. When Black people, when Hispanic people have talked about it, it was always an excuse. Even now, you know, when they talk about possibly, you know, giving Black people reparations for what happened to us, you see all of the Edomites and some colonized Uncle Toms and Tios Oh, but there were so many other things that happened. You know, slavery happened in all these other different countries. What about them? We ain't talking about them. Talking about black people. All right. Y'all want to sit here and say, oh, it's such an atrocity of what happened, right? With the Epstein files and finding out what's happening to all these children and people, right? It's a horrible thing. You think it's so inhumane that Renee Good, and I forgot the other man's name, it was a white man in Minneapolis who was shot and killed by ICE agents. Horrible, right? Y'all don't give a damn about Keith Porter. Half y'all don't even know who that is. That was a black man who was killed by an off-duty ICE agent. I thought y'all were supposed to be rounding up the illegal immigrants who were terrorizing this country. So what you kill him for? Also, you can't be an immigrant on stolen land. Also, why are we, one more thing before we continue, again, to show how wicked and evil this nation is. On the news, they are saying, this is how they're wording it, underage women are testing positive for pregnancy in the ICE detention center. I'm gonna tell you a few things, what's wrong with that. This is how the white man is and how cunning he is. He uses certain words to make you think that it's not as serious as it is. First of all, I'll be the first to tell you right now, there is no such thing as an underage woman. You're a girl. You're a child. If you're underage, you are not an adult. Testing positive for pregnancy, they're raping those little girls. That's what's happening. And then it says, oh, to give them aid, they're shipping them off somewhere. So you're kidnapping children, you're raping them, impregnating them. God knows what else is going on in there. And you're shipping them off to, I don't know, maybe another island for all we know. It's inhumane, right? But when it happens to so-called Hispanics, you don't care until it's at your doorstep. Once white people started to realize that they can directly be affected by the atrocities of what's happening today, now you care. Now you care because now you realize that your whiteness will not protect you. You can die too. That's scary. That's a reality. This is why this is modern day Babylon. This is confusion. But we've already prophesied this. I'm just like you. I haven't prophesied this. This was already written. This is already written. I'm paraphrasing. We told you there's going to be a time where there's going to be wars and rumors of wars. No one's going to plaster World War III on a billboard and say, hey guys, we're at war. That's not what's happening. We're already there. We've been there. The difference is you haven't been affected in the way that you think. No one's bombed us yet. Those missiles haven't rained down on us yet. That's what's happened. The gas prices went up. That's what happened. Groceries are expensive. That's what happened. To the average citizen, right? You think that what's happening in Palestine and Gaza and in Ukraine, you think what's happening over there can't happen over here. You think what's happening in Iran can't happen over here. Guess what? You can get touched too. You don't believe me? Those of y'all who've been keeping up on the news, because I'm always trying to keep up on everything. There was a U.S. naval base in Dubai that was attacked. U.S. naval base in Dubai that was bombed. That I'll share with you. That hit me a little personally because at one point while I served, I was there. I was at that naval station in that country. So sometimes I think, man, what if the Lord didn't save me? There's a strong possibility that I could have been there and I could have got blown up and you would never know why. No one would know other than my family. I wouldn't be here teaching you right now. So if you don't think the Lord can't save you, that's the Lord can save you. But you got to want to be saved. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. So understand that everything that was written aforetime is meant for our learning. What you see right here is what's happening now. Trump, these Edomites, all them, I got to use my words wisely because it might, flag the video. But what I'm trying to let you know is the same thing that happened then with Pharaoh in Egypt, with Balak, who was the king of Moab, and now, there's other people too. I'm just using these as a reference. It's happening again. The world is recognizing that what was done to us was terrible, and the United States of America, the country that we live in, said no. Mind you, all the 52 other countries, they just abstained from it, meaning they didn't cast a vote. They just said, I want nothing to do with it. The U.S. took their time to say no, and then continued to stand on it and said that we don't want to do it because we're trying to worry about the future. We don't want to worry about the past. They took the time out their day. They doubled down and said, no, we're not doing that. That was past. We're not worried about it. Mind you, slavery never ended. It just evolved over time. You know, you can still be a slave, right? Under the 13th Amendment, you just have to be convicted of a crime first. Who was heavily policed? Black people. Where did the police force come from? It came from the Carolinas, which was originally known as the Slave Patrol. That's like when they're highly surveying Black people, guess what? They're doing their job. They just don't want you to think that they're doing their job. That's all it is. So just pay attention to what's going on, y'all. Like, it's everything that we saying ain't a bunch of mystic mumbo jumbo. This is real life. That's why I said earlier, if you're not in class, I strongly suggest you get in sooner than later. Because later is coming sooner than you think. I just want you to understand that, right? All right, so we'll continue. We finished up verse 12, so we're going to start verse 13. So Numbers chapter 23, verse 13. 13 to 19 in the Hebrew. So here, so this is the book of Numbers, chapter 23, verse 13. Wayamar, Aliyah, Balai, Laam, Na'a, Laba'a, Naya, Afya, or Makwayam, Bakar, Ashar, Thara, Anya, Masha'am, let's see, Apa'am, let's see, Quatazaya'a, Thara'a, Wayalam, La'a, Thara'a, Wakwabanya, Laya, Masham, Kwakaya, Shada'a, Tazapayam, or Ra'ash, Haga, no, Hapa, Saga'a, Wayabun, Shaba'ai, Mazabakath, Wayo, Par, Wayao, Bamazaba'ak, Wayamar, or Bala'a, Afya Taza'ab, Waya, Io, Alathian, Waya Nabayan, Aqua Ra'a, Waya, or Yahweh, or Mala'im, Waya Shum, Dabar, Patna, sorry. Ba Payam, Alayan, Hanya, Nataza'ab, Io, Alathia, Washaya, Ma'ab, no, sorry, Mawa'abu, Afya, Wa'amar, Layan, Bala'ak, Ma'a, Dabar, Yahweh, Wa'asha'a, Masha'la'an, Wa'amar, Wa'am, Bala'ak, Yasha Ma'ai, Haza'anya, Idea, Banya, Tazapa'ar, last verse, La'a, Ayash, O, Wa'abaza'ab, Waban, Adam, Wa'athanaka'am, Hayam, Amar, Laya, Wa'aisha, Wadaba'ar, La'am, Wakwa Ya Ma'an. That's it. So we'll do Book of Numbers, chapter 23, verse 13 in the Hebrew book. Sure.
Like in English.
English.
Numbers chapter 23, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And Balak said to him, Come, I pray thee, with me unto another place, from whence thou mayest see them. Thou shalt see but the utmost part of them, and shalt not see them all. And curse me them from thence.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 14. And he brought him into the field of Zophim, to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar. And he said unto Balak, Stand here by thy burnt offering, while I meet the Lord yonder. Numbers chapter 23, verse 16. Mm-hmm. And the Lord met Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and said, Go again unto Balak, and say thus.
Okay, so he's going to send them to say another message to Balak, right? Keep going.
And we came to him, behold, he stood by his burnt offering, and the princes of Moab with him. And Balak said unto him, what hath the Lord spoken?
Okay.
And he took up his parable and said, rise up, Balak, and hear, hearken unto me, thou son of Zippor. God is not a man.
Say that one more time.
God is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good?
Okay, so a few things you can take away from that last verse, right? It says God is not a man. Now, context, right? Context. I'm pretty sure y'all bumped into, them far and few sisters out there who believe that God is a woman. Let me tell you something right now. Those women hate men. They hate men. Okay, they want God to be a woman because they don't value men, and that is a taught behavior by Esau because we were devalued in the woman's eyes. There was a time where you got to think we were in slavery, man. Like people talk about like the physical aspect, you got to look at the mental aspect and the taught behavior that passed down for generations. You ever wonder like why a lot of like not all, of course, but like there are sisters who like openly are disrespectful towards other brothers, but they will value another man from another nation. It's because that's taught. They weren't like that at first. You got to think during slavery as a man, what do men do? Men protect. Men are supposed to be, the backbone of the family. We're supposed to be masculine. And sadly, we were just losing, man. Like you got to think we were kidnapped, put on slave ships, brought out to all different parts of the, not just this country, but other countries. Brazil, actually, Latin America was actually one of the first ports, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think we were. Our women were looking at us like, please protect us. And we tried. We lost. Just being real, we lost. And we didn't just lose. They continued to emasculate the man in front of our women. Let you be one of them few brothers of, I ain't taking this no more. They didn't just, they didn't just kill you. Oh, no, they put on a show because they had to send a message to everybody else. Y'all all heard that term, breaking the buck. A buck is a male deer. Breaking the buck means they used to tie the biggest, blackest man they could find. And they raped him in front of his woman, his children, his son, his daughter, his friends, his mother, his father, if he was still alive. Why? But why do that? What was the purpose of that? Is it homosexuality? Absolutely. But also it's to show you your man can't do nothing. I can do whatever I want. That's what that showed. You are not protected, and women want to feel protected. All right. Once you destroy the idea of what a man should be in front of a woman, it becomes survival. So what did our women do? They compromised. They compromised. Now they're in the forefront, but that's by design, though, because they knew that women were more easily impressionable, and that a woman is less likely to fight back physically than a man. So now that we out the way, now they got free access to them. They can do whatever they want to them. Who gonna protect them? The man? No, he dead. Or he been mutilated or humiliated too many times that it's like, I don't want to stand up. I'm scared. And then guess what? When you scared, guess what? Your son, he gonna be raised up to be scared too. He might be physically strong, but eventually he weak. He a boy in his head. He could be 6'5", built. He might be bigger than a white man. He has the mind of a 12-year-old because he doesn't want to stand up because he's afraid of what might happen to him. So he's got to play it safe. So going back to this, God is not a man. God is a man in a sense of he is a masculine spirit. Okay, because I'm paraphrasing. There's a precept where it says that God is a man of war. Now, does that mean that he's a man like me? No, I'm not. I'm flesh and blood. No, not in that context. That's what this is talking about. God is not a man as in he is not human. He is not going to subjugate himself to our level. Because if you keep reading, God is not a man that he should lie. Men lie. Women lie. Children lie. Human beings lie. The Lord can't sin because he's far above that. So what he's trying to tell him is, the Lord already told me what to tell you. You didn't listen the first time. So now you're still trying to press this issue. So he's letting him know, look, the Lord is letting you know, I'm not a man. I'm not like you. You think that I would say that I would do something and then not do it? It says, God is not a man that he should not, that he should lie, neither the Son of Man. Son of Man. Now, context, right? Son of Man. If you go back to Genesis, there were no Israelites at that time. There's no God's chosen people. Son of Man. That means that again, you're a heathen, pretty much. Like, yeah, okay, precept, right? Where it says that, I forgot the exact precept, but it says like where the men of the Lord saw the daughters of man, meaning what? They saw women who were foreigners, right? God ain't a foreigner. Let's keep going, that he should repent. He got nothing to repent about. He's the Most High. The only thing the Lord ever repented or thought about repenting was making humans. That's why he flooded the earth, because we were so disgusting. You think it's bad now? And it's bad. It's bad. Lord ain't kill everybody yet. You peep that? So if the Lord didn't off us yet now, imagine how it was back then that he said, oh no, I have to hit the reset button. Y'all are out of control. Mind you, there were no Israelites back then. There were no God's chosen people. There was no Abraham, Isaac, Jacob at that time. There was none of that. That was time of Noah. You get what I'm saying? So let's keep going. It says that he should repent. Hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Meaning the Lord, this is for, when I say he's a man of his word, not literally a man as in this, but he's a man of his word saying, whatever he says he's going to do, he's going to do it. So you probably should listen the first time. When he kept sending Aaron and Moses to warn Pharaoh, like, hey, you better get my people up out of there, or this is going to happen. Pharaoh didn't listen. And guess what? Plague. He said that he was going to plague them. The flies, the frogs, the rivers filling up with blood, the boils, the cattle dying, your firstborns dying. He kept telling them, like, look, I'm going to kill you. Yeah, if you don't do it, I'm going to get you. Are you okay, cool. How many times did he have to sit here and show Pharaoh, like, I'm really about that action before Pharaoh said, okay, you got it. You ain't learned the first time? So what should that tell you? What can you take from this? You can take from this in a sense of, you know you're not supposed to be doing something, or you know you are supposed to be doing something. All right? You know if you're sinning. If you don't know, you got a priest that you can ask. But you got to want to know. You know, like if you feel in your spirit, like, I don't know if I should be doing this. Get clarification. Now, if you don't want to get clarification, well, that's on you. I don't really know what to tell you. We can't help you if we don't know. You know what I'm saying? I like to ask questions. I love to ask questions because I'm slow. I don't understand it. Okay, I need you to break it down to me. Like, hey, look, you know, what does this mean? Because I want to know. Because I don't want to make the wrong decision, and I have the power to do that. So do you. So you should probably do it, because the Lord has shown multiple times what happens when you don't want to do what he told you to do. That's what's happening right now. And it's not just with us, it's with the heathens too. You think he likes Esau being in charge? No. I think all these things are prophesied. You don't like Esau? He hates Esau because of all the things that he's done. And Esau is beyond arrogant. But Esau thinks he's God. Like, he thinks he's God. When you walk around, Edomites truly believe that you should operate in a sense of, you should fit into what they think the stereotype of you is. Yeah, like, y'all ever peep that? Like, I know, like, a lot of us, like, when I don't know about you, but I've worked with a decent amount of white people, okay, because of my profession. And I'll tell you something right now. When you don't fit a stereotype, they like crash out. Like, they don't know how to. It's like they don't know how to talk to you. Like, they'll try to say certain things, kind of like throw it in there, you know, to see how you're gonna react. And when you don't react, they look like perplexed. Like, oh wow, he's not ignorant. What? You don't like fried chicken and Kool-Aid and watermelon? I'm dead ass. I've been asked that before. Like seriously. They like, that's how ignorant they are. So when you don't fit to what they think you should be, they don't know what to do. Also, a lot of white people thrive off the idea that they are better than you. The second you do something better than them, they can't, it eats away at them. They're like, what? How dare this? Like, because they think that they are God. Look at the things that they do. They try to turn a man into a woman and a woman into a man. They made up the idea of you can have multiple, multiple genders. All I knew was male and female. That's all. I didn't know there was a third. The third one ain't even gender. You're non-binary. Now you LGBTQ. First of all, it should just be G for gay. That's it. Like, but you want to add it with extra steps. You want to make up your own religion. You want to make they think they're God. We all know how the Most High feels about people that think that they're God. Don't believe me? We're gonna keep reading. It's like I don't want to be too long-winded, right? Like I just really want y'all to understand. Let's see. It's like I seen like some people put some comments down. Let's see. Just seen a video last night where Island Jeff. Let me see. Put this up. Show. Seen a video last night. I was chasing a little girl in a huge kiss and she was like crying. Yeah. Like the things that you hear about, like that's what happens. This is real life, right? It's evil and disgusting. That's why you should serve the Most High. Tried everything else don't work. I don't know about you, but hey, look, if I'm gonna try the same thing over and over again and it doesn't work, I'm gonna find a different solution. So, so far serving the Most High has been doing me pretty good. Just throwing that out there. You should probably try it. Just saying. But Salaki, we'll continue. Let's see, you finished 19, so we'll do 20. So 20 to 26 in the Hebrew. Then I'll have you read in English. So let's go. Book of Numbers chapter 23, verse 20 in the Hebrew. This is La'ah, Habayat, Yun, Ba'ai Kwav, Wala'ah, Ra'an, I Mo, Masha, Mayasha'ala, Yahweh, Alahaya, Imar, Watha Ra, Ith, Mala'ah, let's see, Ba'ar, Sabaya, let's see, all, let's see, Mayatazarayim, Salakia. Yeah, Mayatazarayim, Salakia. Matazarayim, Ba'ai Pa'af, Ra'am, La'ain, La'a, Na Ka'ash, Ka'ai Kwab, Wala'ain, Hara'an, Masha'alab, Ba'ai, Wa'amar, La'ai Kwab, Wala Yasha'al, Ma'an, Pa'ail, All, Kaza'ain, Bala Ba'ya'a, Wa Kwai Ya'am, Yabara'am, Yathan Yasha'a, La'a, Wa Yashabab, Aid, Wa Yaba'al, Taran, Wat Wadam, Hala Layam, Yasha Tha'a, Wayamar, Bala'ak, All, Bala'aim, Gum, Kwa'ab, La'a, Thaqwa, Banya, Gum, Mara'an, La'a, Thaba, Rabanya, last verse, Waya'aim, Bala'aim, Wayamar, All, Balak, Hala'a, Dabarafia, Alahayan, La'amar, Ba'al, Ashar, Yadabar, Yahweh, Afya, Ha'aisha. Okay, so you go read Numbers chapter 23, verses 20 to 26.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 23, verse 20. Mm-hmm. Behold, I have received commandment to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it.
So this is, again, Balaam talking to Balak, telling him, behold, I have received commandment to bless. So he doesn't want to, he has been instructed, do not curse these people. He hath blessed, and he cannot reverse it. That's it, right? You can continue.
Verse 21. He hath not beheld iniquity in Jacob, neither hath he seen perverseness in Israel. The Lord his God is with him,
Mm-hmm.
and the shout of a king is among them.
Keep going.
God brought them out of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
He hath, as it were, the strength of an unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel.
Mm-hmm.
According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath God wrought? Verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion, and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey and drink the blood of the slain. Verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
And Balak said unto Balaam, neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all. But Balaam answered and said unto Balak, told not I thee, saying, all that the Lord speaketh, that I must do.
So yet again, we're reading. This is what I was talking about earlier. They never learn. Okay, this is why, you got to understand, you got to be patient, right? The way I look at it is this. Let me break it down to you like this. Heathens spent a lot of time and effort. I'm talking thousands of years, right? We can just talk about U.S. history alone, right? How long have they had us in slavery? Slavery actually started, I want to say around, I think it's like the 1450s, right? Slavery was, in their eyes, right, was not abolished until the late 1860s. That's already, like, how we say slavery was about 400 years. It's actually longer. So right there, we're already looking anywhere from 400 to 410 years, right? Now, we're only in the 1860s, mind you. After that, what did we have? Segregation. Segregation did not stop, right? Until, I believe it was 1964 or 65, the Civil Rights Act. How long is that? That's 90 to 100 years of segregation on top of the transatlantic slave trade. So mind you, we're in the Civil Rights Act. We're in 2026 now. That timeline within itself is roughly 500 years. 500. So from let's highlight 1965 to now. That's roughly, 2026, 65. That's what, like 61 years? I believe my math might be a little off, but it's about 61 months. 61? The water. 61 years, right? 61 years of us being free, right? Still getting lynched. We still have sundown towns, mind you. If you don't know what a sundown town is, a sundown town is where there will be primarily, white individuals. If they catch you, a black person, really anybody of color, but mostly black, they catch you there, they will sabotage your vehicle. I actually heard multiple stories. There was one in particular that shook me up a little bit. There was a young man. He was driving a truck for his company, right? He stopped to get gas. He went to a gas station to get like Gatorade or something. He came back out. His tires were slashed. He didn't understand why. So the lady, it was an elderly white woman. She was kind of like peeking on him, like, "Hey, is everything all right? Like, you sure you want to call anybody?" So he's on high alert now. He actually thought that it was the white woman that was setting him up. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was too. And she wanted to call somebody to come get him. He was not okay with it. Turns out, actually, the white woman was trying to call the police to come get him because she knew that this was a sundown town and it was getting real late. She was warning him, "You need to get out of here before the sun goes down, because guys that look like you end up disappearing." So the cops came by and they were like, "You got to get in now. You got to get in now." So they got him out of there. But then it makes you wonder, mind you, this happened I think last year, 2025. We're free, right? We're free. No more slavery. We're free folk now, right? Why does this still happen? Why is there still hard racism in the South? I'll tell you this. I remember it was 2014. I went to Mississippi with some friends, and I've never been to Mississippi. I'm from the East Coast, so like there's still racism. Don't get me wrong, but it's like kind of quiet racism. It's not like that hard down south racism. So we go there, and I'm 19 at this time, and my only introduction to that hard racism were slave movies. There was a mom and pop diner. We go there. There was one. Well, no, yeah, it's two white people, and the other two of us were black. We go in there. I kid you not, it was like a movie. I opened the door, and it's just like all these elderly white people. When I tell you, everything went dead silent, and they just stared at us. I got one foot in the door, and I just froze. The woman at the desk straight up looked at me and said, "We don't serve your kind here." And I just said, I left immediately. That this stuff still happens, y'all. You know, don't. The thing about racism now, the new art is trying to convince you that racism does not exist because they want you defenseless. They want you to think, oh, we're all people. We can sing kumbaya and come together, and you know, you shouldn't judge people by the color of their skin. That's the propaganda that they show you. They judge you. They will judge you. Okay, you are a child. I forgot the statistics, but they said like, you know, when a black boy is born, he's like, I think like 3 times more likely to go to prison. Mind you, you just got out the womb. You can't even like fathom anything yet, and they're already predicting like, yeah, he's definitely gonna go to jail. You know, the what is it called? It's not the term. The mortality rate for black women in hospitals is higher than anybody else. If you don't know what that means black women die in hospitals more than anybody else because it is more common for nurses and doctors to undermine a black woman's comments and complaints. They'll do that. That's also another reason why they don't like, again, they don't want you in the room. I ain't gonna lie, I was in the room. My woman gave birth. I wasn't leaving. But a lot of other times they don't want the man in the room. They try to say, oh, you know, because the man could be aggressive. Is it that, or is it that you have our women in a vulnerable state and you know she can't defend herself? What are you going to do with it? That's what they do. It's the biggest lie ever told. Racism doesn't exist. This is coming from the same people that invented it. Makes no freaking sense. How is the person that kills you trying to tell you that there's no killing going on? Come on, man. Y'all got to wake up. You got to see what's going on, man. You have to. If you don't, you're going to end up just like everybody else. You need to know where the danger is at, all right? And we need to learn from our mistakes because guess who doesn't? Our oppressor. You see, again, right here, he don't want to listen. He doesn't want to listen. He said, well, Balaam answered, and I said to unto Balak, told not I thee, saying, all the Lord speaketh that I must do. He's trying to tell him, look, man, I can't do this. Lord told me to bless these people. I bless these people. I will not harm them. I will not curse them. Now I don't want you to curse them or bless them. Excuse my language. Motherfucker, he already did it. It's too late. But you still think of yourself so highly that you can contest with the Most High. We haven't learned yet. Who has beaten God? Please let me know. No one. I've yet to hear the Most High take a loss. I'm just saying. But again, haughty. He wants him to listen to him. This might be a heathen, but this heathen, he knew something was up. He said, hey, look, I don't know about this one, but I'm going to do what the Most High told me to do. He told me don't mess with these people. I'm not going to mess with these people. But Balak didn't want to hear it. He did not want to hear it, man. So we'll continue. Salakia, let's see, 27. So we're going to go Numbers chapter 23. 23, verse 27 to 24 and 3. We'll do that. All right, so this is the book of 20, Numbers chapter 23, verse 27 in the Hebrew. Wayamar Balak all Balaim Labayan Ma'a Hakwa Kayan all Makwayam Akar Alaya Slaki. Slaki. Let's see, Yad Wayashar Ba'ai Yenya Alahayim Wakwa Batha'a Laya Masha'am Wayakwa'ak Balaam Ath Balaim Ra'ash Ha'ai Ayar Hanasha Kwa'an Io Hanya Hayasha Ya'am Man Wa'amar Bala'im O Balak Banya La'an Maza'a Shaba'ai Mazabat Bakath Wa'aba'an Laya Maza'a Shaba'ai Parayam Washa'an Ayalayam Waya Ash Bala'ak Bashar Amar Bala'im Waya I'll Par Wa'al Bamaza Ba'ak Waya Ra'al Bala'im Baya Tarab Ba'ayan Yahweh Babayan Ath Washa'ala Wala'a Hala'an Ba'aim Ba'aim Lakwa Ra'ath Nakashayath Wayasha'ath O Hamadabar Hanya Wayashan Bala'im Ath Ayenya Waya Ra'ad Ath Wayasha'ala Shabah Asik Shaban Lashabah Ya'an Yatha'an Ilaya Ra'yak Alahayim, last verse, Washa'am Mashalayan Wayamar Num Bala'im Banya Bayar Wana'am Hagabar Shatham Ha'aya. All right, so you can go Numbers chapter 23, start at verse 27. Oh, sure.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 23, verse 27. And Balak said unto Balaam, Come, I pray thee, I will bring thee unto another place. Peradventure it will please God that thou mayest curse me them from thence. And Balak brought Balaam unto the top of Peor, that looketh toward Jeshimon. And Balaam said unto Balak, Build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 bullocks and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had said, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar.
Okay, you keep going. I'm sorry, not verse 24, chapter 24.
The book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 1. And when Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he went not, as at other times, to seek for enchantments, but he set his face toward the wilderness.
So it says, and when Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he went not. So again, he's learning this man, Balak, right, who keeps wanting him to curse Israel. He's realizing like, nah, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm not going to keep running around in circles with this. It pleases the Lord that blessed Israel. So he went not, as at other times, to seek for enchantments. The other times he would have went against the Most High. Now he's like, no, I'm good. I realized the entity that I'm dealing with, and he's realizing the power structure. Who is the king of Moab to the Most High? You're a man. All kings die. You understand that, right? All kings die at some point. Not Yahushua, of course, but all these other kings, they've all died. Meaning that your reign is temporary. The Most High has been around for every king. The Most High created kings. He's created princes. You know what I'm saying? So why would I sit here and listen to the king when I can listen to the creator? Makes no sense, right? Now, Balaam, he's locking in. He understands what's going on, right? You can continue, verse 2.
The book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 2. And Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents according to their tribes. And the Spirit of God came upon him. Verse 3. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, hath said, and the man whose eyes are open hath said.
All right, so I'm going to read verses 4 to 10 in the Hebrew. So this is the book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 4 in the Hebrew. Na'am Shammai Amarayam, no, Amaraya, or Ashar Makaza'ah, Shadaya, Yakaza'ah, Napol, Wagalaya, Wa'ayam, Ma'a, Ta Mayam, Alahayan, Yaikwab, Masha Banathya, Yashala, Banakayalam, Natsam, Baganath, Aliyah, Nahar, Bahalayam, Naam, Yahweh, Barazayam, Aliyah, Mayam, Wazol, Mayam, Madalaan, Wazara'ain, Bamarayam, Rabayam, Wayaram, Ma'agag, Malabayam, Wathanashah, Malabathya, or Watazayah, Watazarayam, Bathaipath, Ra'an, Laya, Abal, Garayam, Tazara'an, Wa'il Tazar Mathayam, Wagara'am, Wakataza, Wamaikataza, Ma'ai, Shabbatam, Barayan, Yaba, Bayan, Maya, Yakwa, Manya, Maba Rabayan, Ba Ra'an, Waya Raran, Aran, last verse, Waya Kar, An Bala'ak, O Bala'aim, Wayapan, Ath, Ma'an, Wayamar, Bala'am, O Bala'ain, Laqwab, Maya Aya Baya, Parathanya, Wanya, Barabath, Baran, Zaha, Shalash, Ha'aimayam. All right, so you can read Numbers chapter 24, verse 4 to 10.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 4. He hath said, which heard the words of God, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. How goodly are thy tents, O Jacob, and thy tabernacles, O Israel. As the valleys are, they spread forth as gardens by the riversides, as the trees of lying aloes which the Lord hath planted, as the cedar trees beside the waters. He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. Verse 8. God brought him forth out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of an unicorn. He shall eat up the nations his enemies, and shall break their bones, and pierce them through with his arrows. He lay down as a lion, as a great lion, who shall stir him up. Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and cursed is he that curseth thee. Verse 10. And Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam, and he smote his hands together. And Balak said unto him, Balaam, I called thee to curse mine enemies, and behold, thou hast altogether blessed them these 3 times.
So, as we can see, Balak's he's not getting it. He's still stuck on the idea of this is what happens when you're stubborn and pride. Okay, now being stubborn can be good sometimes, right? Like if somebody's trying to, I don't know, attack your family, whatever, and you're protecting your family, and you're stubborn and you're not going to let them get by you. That's good, right? You're holding it down. However, when you're continuously doing something wrong and you just don't want to listen, no matter how many times somebody gives you a warning, hey, you shouldn't do this. He's letting him know time and time again, there is God. God, this is what we're talking about, the Most High. He's blessed these people. You are asking Balaam, a foreign priest, to listen to you and go against the Most High. This is what happens when you're delusional, when you think that you are above God. Like I stated before, all kings die. Man dies. Woman dies. Everything has a life cycle. Plants die. Insects die. Anything that is alive dies at some point. Some faster than others, but you get the point though. So why would I listen to somebody who is going to pass? You are a mortal being. You didn't create me. You're not even my father. You're not even that. You're not even part of my lineage. And you want me to listen to you than rather listening to the Creator. You're the king of Moab because the Most High allows you to be the king of Moab. That's what he don't understand. You're here because the Most High allows you to be here. But you don't want to listen. Most High don't want you messing with those people. Balaam got it. He got it the first time? He said, oh no, I can't do this. He's trying to tell Balak over and over and over again. Balak don't listen. Same thing that happened with Pharaoh, the same thing that happened now. All these people are going back to the United Nations that we were talking about, right? And it's well known, like a lot of people don't like the US. They don't like the US. They damn sure don't like that orange man in office and all the people that rock with him. But despite all these attempts, what was it? He said that the war with Iran will be swift. It'll be over before you know it. Guess what? That didn't go as planned. He's still in there. All right. They got his I don't know the equivalent of like a president in Iran, but let's just say the Iranian leader. They killed him. Guess what? They replaced him immediately. Iran is ready. They're like, you ain't coming over here. And they told him, like, you keep it up over here, we're gonna get you. And then now that swift victory that you were gloating about so much, guess what? It's being prolonged more and more and more. And you keep lying to the people, like, don't worry, guys, we're gonna get them. We're gonna get them. Mind you, why are we at war with Iran? And have y'all ever noticed that every time there's a war, it's not they tell you the reason why we go to war is because we need to protect ourselves. There's invaders. We need to protect ourselves, the American people, the American citizens. And every single time, we were the terrorists. We were the terrorists. Want to know why we got beef with Venezuela? Because Venezuela got oil. That's why it took the oil tankers. That's what happened. Off their president. That's what happened. Because they had something that we wanted. When I say we, I ain't talking about us, I'm talking about the orange man in office. Okay? Every single time. I believe, what was it? Forgive me, I believe it was Iraq, not Iran. Y'all remember like 9/11? You know how it was so crazy, you know, the Twin Towers, you know, it was crazy, right? Look, you don't gotta believe me, you can go do your own research, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it didn't happen the way people thought it happened. That was planned. All right. The buildings blew up before the plane hit it, y'all. Right? I'm gonna tell you that right now. The reason why that happened is because America needed to create the narrative that the Middle East were terrorists. So it gave us reason to go over there. They talk about the Taliban. Let me tell you right now. Has America ever went to another country to help them out of the graciousness of our hearts? Oh, the Taliban was so terrible. Don't get me wrong, the Taliban is crazy. Ishmael is a wild man. That's what he is. Like he's wild. But guess what? The Taliban had nothing to do with us. The Taliban wasn't over here. That's their issue. We got enough issues over here. Why are we over there? To stop the Taliban? To give Osama bin Laden? No. Because they have resources. They had oil. They had things that could profit the U.S. government. That's what that was. It's no different than Venezuela. It's no different than Iran. You think they just doing it just because? No. You know, the funny thing is, the nation that you know of today as Israel, they want control of that, but they're using the U.S. to go do it. They made promises to your government, to your president, that, you know, you do what we say, you know, you'll be good. Now we're over here fighting a war that's not even ours for another country that looks at you as a goyim. Goyim is Yiddish, by the way. That's the term that they use to refer to us, to how we say Gentile, they say goyim, like you're a non-Jew and you're cattle, you're an animal, you're a beast. That's what they think of you. Like when you step on an ant, you feel bad. I'll be honest with you. No, you don't. Don't even sit here and lie to me. You don't feel bad because it's a bug. It's a bug. There's billions and trillions of them little things. You ain't mad about it? Yeah, that's what they think of you. You are cattle. Why do you think all the food is poisoned? Because they are the industry. They keep you like that for a reason. All those microplastics and red 40 and blue 20 and all that stuff. Why do you think Skittles is banned in other countries? And it sounds silly, right? Why would a candy be banned? Because it's cancerous. They put it in your food. They put it in your water. They put it in your candy. Like Gatorade in like other countries is not the same Gatorade that we get. Theirs doesn't have artificial dyes. Ours does. Our candies have that. And I know you eat it, you're like, oh, well, you know, I'm good. I'm still healthy. Yeah, until you're not. So you got high blood pressure. So you got gout. Yeah, now you have an issue. Now you have cancer. And they put you in chemotherapy, which hardly ever works. And you're paying thousands upon thousands of dollars, and then you die. That's what they want. At one point, they thought, hey, you know, if the American people are healthy, they'll live longer, which means they'll buy more of our food. Everything's about money. They realize that Big Pharma makes a lot more money off of the food, but more than the food industry. Don't you think it's interesting that, you know, we have all these doctors but no cures? They'll prescribe you medication because they want you to keep on using that medication. And the medication that they gave you for your back also has like 20 different side effects, which will lead to heart palpitations. Now you need medicine for that. Now you need medicine for the side effects of that one. Before you know it, you dope the hell up. Hormones all messed up, pH balance off, you're tired all the time, your testosterone is lower, you're infertile, your sperm count went down. You see how it just piles up? Because you are something to be profited off of. And that's how they feel about you. And it's the same thing that they're doing with the US right now. US is corrupt. I ain't sticking up for it. I'm just saying, like, that's what is like those people, them what do they call them? The unorthodox Jewish community. I'm just call them the Juice people. The Juice people. This is what they do. Don't believe me? You can go out, actually look it up right now. There's a documentary. It's Lakewood, New Jersey, that has the largest Juice people community out of everybody else. It looks freaking crazy. They have successfully taken over the school board. They have removed funding from all the other school districts, which unironically are predominantly Black and brown people. And they made all those funds go into their Jewish private schools where they just study the Torah and the Talmud all day. By the way, I don't know if y'all ever read what's in the Talmud. It's disgusting. They justify rape in that. I hope you understand that. Because again, you're cattle. They don't view you as a person. That's why they look at you all funny, like when they have little funny hats and stuff. Like, yeah, they're disgusting. They don't care. They actually teach their children like it's okay to rape a woman of a different nation because she's not a Jew. They put that in the Talmud. It's disgusting, but that's what they do. They've invaded into another state and they're taking over. Now everybody who's in the school board, they're all Jewish people. Now they have all the say so. They have their kosher grocery stores, and it's like they let you in there, yeah, but they're rude, they're disrespectful. They walk in the middle of the street. It's overly crowded, by the way. Oh, and here's the fun fact. You're probably wondering, how are all these apple juice people there? You want to know how they're all there? They're on welfare. They don't have jobs. They literally stay at home all day and have prayer and just read the Talmud and the Torah all day. That's all they do. That's all they do. So for all the American citizens out there, yes, when you pay taxes, which we all do, that's where your tax dollars are going. You're paying for these people to stay here and treat you, excuse my language, like shit. That's what they do. Because they view you as cattle. You are something to serve them so that they can live happily. They think everything was promised to them 3,000 years ago. That's what they think. That's their philosophy. They think that, oh yeah, my ancestors were enslaved in Egypt. No, the hell you weren't. You're white. You burn in your own country. That's a fact, by the way. That's a fact. It was the United States, Australia, New Zealand, and Israel had the highest rates of skin cancer. Guess who's getting skin cancer? The people who are not built to withstand the sun. We're built to withstand the sun. That's why we have melanin. We're meant to thrive, okay? And that's what happens when we don't have a lot of sun. Guess what happens? We get vitamin D deficient because we get vitamin D from the sun. White people cannot do that. That's why they live in predominantly cold environments. That's why their hair is straight. Our hair goes up. You want to know why? That's not just for style. I know it looked good, but it's not just for style. It's because it actually helps regulate the heat on our head because you actually lose like heat from your head. You can look it up. I'm not like, this is biology we're talking about right now. Why is it that Native Americans have the features that they have? It's because over here, again, depending on where you're at, South America, North America, they can't be white. The original inhabitants, they can't be white. They have to have features that can withstand this type of environment, seasons. Don't you think it's odd that, everybody who's closer to the equator, they're darker? It's because you're supposed to be there. So where is Israel as you know of today? It's by the Horn of Africa, right? Africa's hot as hell. I don't know if you ever been out there. I've never personally set foot in Africa, but we traveled through there before. Like we went past Egypt in the Suez Canal. It was 120 degrees up in there. It was hot, right? And I saw a lot of white people turn real red real quick. I'm not making this up, but it's hot. So if these are God's chosen people, the Jewish people, right? Why would the Lord put them in an environment where they can't thrive? As a matter of fact, let's talk about it real quick. They have their land, right? Shouldn't they all be in Israel? Why are they here? Don't you think that's interesting? You have Jewish communities in the US, but you have your land. Why not just go? You want to know why? Because you can't thrive there. You burn. They had to come up with curfews so that they can go back inside so they wouldn't get skin cancer like that. So you mean to tell me that these are the people who were enslaved in ancient Africa, in Egypt? They were doing hard labor? Come on, man. You're not built to, like, come on, man. Come on. Like, we got to use common sense a little bit. And I'm not saying this to get on anybody. I'm letting you know this because this is what they teach us. This is what they teach us. Imagine you take a husky and you put it in the Sahara Desert, Africa, that dog gonna die. You want to know why? Because it's not built for hot weather. It's built for cold weather. It won't thrive in there. Same way if you take a cheetah and you put it in, I don't know, Alaska, good luck. It's gonna freeze to death. So we're talking about, genealogy. We're talking about geography. We're talking about biology here. Everybody is supposed to be designed to live in a certain area. Humans are no different. Ham is supposed to be in Africa because it's hot. They're supposed to be over there. We supposed to be in what you know as today as Israel. We're supposed to be in a hot environment. They're not. I mean, I'm just saying, these are God's chosen people, right? These are the real Jews, right? So why are you not in your land? Why are you not there? Where's Christ? In the Bible, I'm paraphrasing, it said that Christ is supposed to come back before you get your land. Where's he at? He's not here yet. So if he's not here yet, why are you there? And if they're there, then who is the synagogue of Satan? Well, what about Revelation 2 and 9 or Revelation 3 and 9? So who is it then? Because all I'm seeing is you. Somewhere in the Bible where it says you can eat children. Show me in the Bible where it says it's okay to rape children, or anybody for that matter. Show me in the Bible where it says that you are Jewish from your mother's side of the family. I don't see that. Every Israelite had an Israelite father. Every time. Even if his mother or her mother was a heathen. But if that father was not an Israelite, guess what? You're not an Israelite. So what are we talking about here? Salaki, I don't mean to be too long-winded. We'll read the last 7 verses in a second, but I just really want people to understand the answers are right in front of your face. You just got to look a little bit. You're on your phones all day, every day. We all are, let's be honest. I am too. I am guilty. But on top of entertainment, I actually try to find out some things, Everything that I'm telling you right now, I found this out on the internet and I fact checked it. And yeah, it's true. It's true. This is what's happening right now. And I want to share it with you so that you know, so that it'll give you, if you're not in class, gives you more of a reason to get into class. And if a demon is on you and you thought about leaving the school, please don't leave. Please don't. I know we speak pretty harshly, hey, if you want to leave, that's on you. And yeah, it is on you. But I'm going to be honest with you, we don't want you to leave. The Lord don't want you to leave. If you do, we can't protect you. The Lord can't protect you. I'm tired of seeing my people die. I'm tired of seeing, finding out that another young Black or Hispanic girl is missing. I'm tired of Native Americans living on reservations. You know what's funny? In other countries, they actually think Native Americans are extinct because they get no recognition. They wholeheartedly believe that Native Americans are dead. That's crazy to know that there are parts of the world where people don't even know that you exist. They think you're a relic. That's crazy. But why, though? Why is that? Because the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's why. And also, we got away from God. We have something to do with this, too. So, you need to get back. You need to get back. If you don't, all I can say is I did my best. The brothers in the school, we did our best. Look, the hardest truth that I would tell you right now when I came into the school is I realized you can't save everybody. You can't. So we'll do our best to save those who want to be saved. But, it is what it is, So just don't be one of those people. That's all. So, Salakia, for the sake of time, you could read, where we stop at 10, you could just read 11 to 17 in the English.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 24, verse 11. Therefore now flee thou to thy place. I thought to promote thee unto great honor, but lo, the Lord hath kept thee back from honor.
Mm-hmm.
And Balaam said unto Balak, spake I not also to thy messengers, which thou sentest unto me, saying, if I, Balak, would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandment of the Lord to do either good or bad of mine own mind.
Mm-hmm.
But what the Lord said, that I will speak.
Okay.
And now, behold, I go unto my people. Come therefore, and I will advertise thee what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days. Verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, hath said, and the man whose eyes are open hath said, he hath said, which heard the words of God and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open.
Mm-hmm.
I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob,
Mm.
and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth.
Okay, so real quick, right? This is a prelude to Christ. Some Christians will argue, you know, the Old Testament versus the New Testament. People, they'll try to say that the New Testament is invalid because Christ does not exist; he never existed, and they'll say because he was never mentioned in the Old Testament. But if you look carefully, Christ was mentioned in the Old Testament, he wasn't as Christ. Where it says, I shall see him, but not now, and shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. That is talking about Christ. It was already predetermined, like everything is planned. It was already predetermined that Christ was going to come out at some point. We just didn't know his name yet. That's all it was. So for anybody who's arguing things like that, just real quick before we end the class, get a precept real quick. I believe it's John. Let's get this real quick. If I could you give me John 5:46? Just real quick.
Karamakan.
Right.
It's the book of John, chapter 5, verse 46. For have ye believed Moses, you would have believed me.
Okay, so we're talking about Moses, right? Right. Moses was in the Old Testament. Keep going.
For he wrote of me.
For he what?
For he wrote of me.
One more time.
For he wrote of me.
For he wrote of me. Keep going. Verse 47.
But if you believe not his writings, how shall you believe my words?
So again, we're talking about Moses, right? It says Moses wrote of me. Moses referenced Yahushua Mashiach before Yahushua Mashiach existed, right? But if you do believe his writings, Moses, right? You believe in the Old Testament, right? All right, that was the man that was helping govern Israel at that time, right? How will you believe my words? So these go hand in hand. People need to stop say something right now. If you got a problem with the Old Testament, but you believe in the New Testament, you don't believe the Bible. If you have a problem with the New Testament, but believe the Old Testament, you don't believe the Bible. You want to do whatever the hell you want to do. That's what you want to do. You don't want to listen. You're stiff-necked, you're hard-headed. It's like if I sound harsh, but it is what it is, all right? We don't have time for this anymore. All right, we can't sit here and keep bickering about the same things that have been debunked for forever, right? The Old Testament and the New, this is one book, everybody. This is one book, okay? It doesn't matter if we read Exodus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Book of Jeremiah, like it doesn't, Revelation, it doesn't matter. It's the Bible. It doesn't matter if it's New Testament or Old Testament. It doesn't matter if we're talking about when we were in captivity in Egypt, if we were talking about captivity, well, not captivity, but if we're going against Moab, we could talk about the book of Esther. We were under the Persians at that time. It doesn't matter. The Bible is the Bible. These are accounts, holy accounts, separate accounts of different time periods, right? Moses spoke of Christ. You can't sit here and say, I believe in Christ, but you don't believe in Moses, or you follow Moses, but you don't want to believe in Christ. It doesn't work like that. We are too ahead of the game to be worried about semantics anymore. Okay, Christ was real. The people that you know of today, those are not the real Israelites. And if you don't believe me, you can take the time to read the Bible. You can look at me as a nutcase. I don't really care. You can sit here and read the Bible, and it'll give you. You don't even got to go far. Let's go to Leviticus. Let's go to Leviticus. You can read Exodus and Leviticus, and you will know right there that those are not the children of God. Because there are commandments in the Bible. Thou shalt not kill, right? Okay, well, why are we bombing Palestine? Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, what's the point? Why are we just murdering people? Why are we bombing kids' schools? For what? That's God's chosen people, right? Why are you practicing cannibalism? Why are you pedophiles? Doesn't that go against the commandments? Huh? That doesn't make any sense. You could look at what, like, take heed to actions, not just to word. These people can say whatever they want. Look at what they're doing and what they've been doing. I'm telling you, you're going to go down a rabbit hole. You're going to find out what these people have been doing and still continue to do to today. And again, going back to the United Nations, as I spoke of earlier, why would Israel sit here and say, oh, you know, we vote against helping the people that were affected by the transatlantic slave trade? That don't sound like God's chosen people to me. Why would you do that? Isn't that wrong? I mean, I would think so. You know, let's flip it. You know, if we were in charge, and I'm just thinking slightly random. I don't know. So like, I don't know, Chinese, right? We're already running the world, right? It's like, oh, you know, Chinese, they need reparations to help build up their society. They ain't harming us. I mean, well, I gotta be against it. That's their people, right? You know, go ahead and do what you gotta do. Build up your society. As long as y'all ain't, you know, bring no BS over here, you know, do what you gotta do. But to vote against it, mind you, 52 countries abstained from it, meaning they didn't want anything to do with it. And yes, it was all European, of course. Abstaining from it is still like you're a weirdo, but you didn't want to add your input. Okay. Israel and the United States and Argentina took the time to say no and then give their reasoning why. Isn't that ironic? 3 of some of the most racist countries in the world said, no, there's other things to worry about. We can't give the descendants of the slaves reparations. We got kids to bomb. That's the thought process. Okay? These are the people that we're dealing with. And instead of trying to reason and understand them, don't do that. Just follow the Most High, man. The way it's intended to. Don't let these people steer you away. They will try to convince you that racism doesn't exist and then be racist towards you. They will try to convince you that there is no danger. They will put you in danger. They don't have no problem. They're cool with black people joining the military. They want that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Go die for a country that never loved you. Don't do that. Gotta get rid of you. As a matter of fact, that's even better because now they get to get rid of you and they get profit off of it. Even better. Don't do it, man. Follow the Most High. Slap. All right. I just want to say the water for everybody that tune into the class. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. We're going to continue pushing this truth out. We're going to continue pushing this truth out until we are on our last breath. Okay? Lord, allow Christ comes back in our lifetime. I pray he does. If he doesn't, okay, no sweat. Well, at least let's prepare our children for that time. Because time is running short, y'all. Like, everything that we said was going to happen, it's happening. This is World War III. It's just not happening in the way that you think. And boots on the ground, like you think because we're not getting bombed yet, that we're not at war. It's because we're spoiled. I'll be honest with you, we're spoiled. That's why we have all these different opinions of what we can and can't do. Also, give this real quick. There's just, again, war is war. I don't know what your definition of war is, but war is war. There's war now. Just like how we had the Civil War, there's war now. You want to know what the war is? ICE. Up at Minneapolis, rounding up people, snatching babies up out of their cars. They got ICE agents in the freaking where TSA is supposed to be at. You think they're just there coincidentally? No, they're trying to get all the Hispanics out of here, or anybody that's a little too beige or brown, right? You look like you're not supposed to be here. They're trying to get you, and they're going to kidnap your daughters, and they're going to put them in ICE detention centers, and they're going to rape those little girls and impregnate them and ship them off somewhere. And there's a good chance you may never see your daughter again. That is what is happening right now. You need to wake up, okay? I'm not saying this to be rude or cruel. I'm saying this out of love. I want you to understand that, okay? We need to wake up. Time is running short, and it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. So just make sure that you're on the right side of history. Salaki. That's all I got. Thawada, again, for everybody that tuned in, greatly appreciate it. We're going to close the class with the prayers. So for me, Amaidim, which means to rise or stand.
La Yashala, which means to or for Israel. Stand right there, Baba Kashar. Man of Israel, heard about going to prepare to the Torah. Yahba Shem Haushak Rock. Yeah. Yahba Shem Haushak Rock. Yeah. Madiam upon Yahakadam, which means to rise or stand, face the east. We're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak Wafka, Taba'ah, Barzaka, Ayah, Aisha, Baratza, Kawa, Ayah, Bashemayim, the Thamanawa, the Manawa, Come, Call, Yawam, Wasalakna, Kabawatna, Kasalakna, Kabawathina, Wala'a, Thabayana, Manasaiwan, a ball, Habashaina, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, the cup, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa the Para, Lawalumium, Aman. Now in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Amen.
Amen.
This is Hakak, which is the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Baba Kashah,
Baruch Hashem,
the thumb now,
the thumb now,
Hakak,
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 Larapa'ah,
Ruafa'ah,
Call Makala,
Kal Makala,
Wakal,
Wukal,
Madawa,
Madawa,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Latahar,
Matahar,
Ha,
Ha,
Matazariah,
Machazariah,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Lakwaya,
Lakwai,
Hamathim,
Hamathi,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Arakawa,
Abakara,
Hatama Allah,
Atama'ala,
Lagar Rashan,
Garbashan,
Ba'ashem,
Bahashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Thawada,
the what?
Aman.
Aman.
Now in the English, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahushai,
in the name of Yahushai,
please
please
give us the power
give us
to heal
the power to heal
all manner of sickness
all manner of sickness
and all manner of disease,
and all manner of disease,
the power to cleanse the
the
lepers,
power from the
the
lepers,
power to raise the dead,
the power to raise the dead,
the power against unclean
the
spirits,
power against unclean
to
spirits,
cast them out
to cast them out
in the name
in the name
of Yahushua.
of Yahushua.
Thank you,
Thank you,
so be it.
so be it.
This is Bless Israel, Slakia, in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Barak Lanawa,
Baruch Nawawa,
Oyashala,
Rashala,
Waha,
Waha,
Bayah,
Bayah,
Saparium,
Saparium,
Barak,
Barak,
Ba'ashem,
Bahashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
for water,
the water,
Aman.
Aman.
What we just said was, Lord,
Lord,
in the name of Yahushua,
in the name of Yahushua,
bless us
bless us
and Israel
and Israel
and the school
and the school.
in the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua,
Thank you,
thank you,
so be it.
so be it.
This is Psalms, it's like you say, Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayamya,
All,
All,
Aharium,
Bahari,
Mayan,
Bayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Azoya,
Zoya,
Azoya,
Zoya,
Ma'aim,
Ma'ai,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Basha,
Shamayam,
Shamayam,
or Radazah,
Baratza,
Ayathan,
Aryatham,
Amawat,
Shemawat,
Gorka,
Garg, All,
Yanawam,
Yawam,
Shamarka,
Shamark,
Lana,
Banah,
La'ah,
Wa'ah,
Yanawam,
Yawam,
Wala'ah,
Wada'ah,
Yashun,
Yashun,
Shamar,
Shermar,
Yasharala,
Ash'ar,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamar,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazarka,
Zar,
Yad,
Yah,
Yanimka,
Ka,
Yawamam,
Yamamam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakaka,
Yaka,
Warak,
Wa'ara,
Walayallah,
Wa'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamark,
Makal,
Call,
Rai,
Ra,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Athapashka,
Atakash,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Taza'athka,
Tasa'at,
Babu'athka,
Tasa'at,
Ma'ita,
Mayatha,
Wa'ai,
Wa'ai,
Awla.
I love.
This is Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help
My help
cometh from the Lord,
coming from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor
shall
sleep.
neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade
The Lord is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee
The Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth
and even
and even
forevermore.
forevermore.
Psalms 83, in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Ahayim,
one sec. Okay. It's like Alahayim,
Alahayim,
all,
all,
Dami Yalaka,
Damanabaka,
all,
all,
Takarash,
Dakarash,
all,
all,
Tashakwat,
Tashquat,
all,
all,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Hana,
Hana,
Abiyabika,
Abiyodaka,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Isle,
Al,
Imaka,
Imaka,
Yara Yamwa,
Yamil,
Samada,
Seradat,
Waida,
Wada,
Daitazawa,
that's the Wa,
Alf Samonica,
Monica,
Amara,
Mara,
Lakawa,
Wa,
Wanakakinam,
Kakinam,
Magoya,
Magoya,
Wala'a,
Wada,
Yazkar,
Yashkar,
Shum,
Shum,
Yasha'ala,
Yashkala,
Awada,
Abada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawa,
Nawa,
Atazawa,
Ataswa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakabwa,
Yakabwa,
Alika,
Aika,
Barya,
Waya,
Yakarathwa,
Yakawafwa,
Ahoya,
Goya,
Adawam,
Yakawum,
Wa,
Wa,
Yashamai,
Yashamai,
Alayam,
Mayam,
Mawa Abba,
Mama Abba, Allah,
Why am a one?
Muhammad,
Why am a lot?
Muhammad,
Palashah.
Aisha,
I'm a Shabia.
I'm Shabia,
Taz of war.
Tazawar,
Gum.
Gum,
Asha war.
Ashawar,
Malawa.
Malawa,
Imum.
Imam,
Hawa.
Iwat,
Zorwat.
Zarawat,
The Bunya.
the Bunyam,
The Wat.
the Wat,
Salah.
Salah,
Aisha.
Aisha,
Lahum.
the Hum,
Kamadyam.
Kamudyam,
Kasaya.
Kasiyah,
Sara'ah.
Sarah,
Kayabdin.
Kayabyam,
Banakal.
Benakal,
Koyashwan.
Koyeshwan,
Nashah Marwa.
Neshamawa,
Bayan.
Bayan,
Bara.
Bahra,
Hawa.
Ayawat,
Daman.
the Aman,
Ladama.
Ladama,
Shathamwa.
Shatamwa,
Nada.
Nada,
Yamawa.
Yamwa,
Kairab.
Kairab,
Wakaza Abba.
Wakaza Abba,
Wakaza Bak.
Wakaza Ba,
Wakata Zolmanai.
Wakaza Zomina,
Call.
Call,
Nasa Yakamwa.
Nasa Nakamwa,
Ashar.
Ashar,
Amarwa.
Amarwa,
Nayarasha.
Nabrasha,
Lanawa.
Manawa,
Ah.
Ah,
Nawat.
Nahawa,
Alahayim.
Ayahayim,
Alahaya.
Alihaya,
Shathamwa.
Shatamwa,
Gogla.
Goigwa,
Kwash.
Fash,
Lapunya.
Pumya,
Raka'a.
Rakwa,
Kaash.
Kaash,
Salaira.
Teraya,
Yaira.
Yaira, Wa,
Kalahaba.
Kalahaba,
Salaha.
Kalaha,
Harium.
Paryam,
Kun.
Kun,
Thoradatma.
Siradatma,
Basa Irika.
Bas Arika,
Wabasa.
Wabasa,
Wapafka.
Wapafka,
Kabahalam.
Deborah Bahalam,
Mala'a.
Mala'a,
Panyahum.
Panyaham,
Kuala One.
One,
Waya.
Raya,
Wakwashwa.
Wapashwa,
Shimka.
Shaka,
Yahawa.
Yahawa,
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa,
Waya.
Vaya,
Bahawa.
Baharia,
Ayai.
Ayai,
Waya.
Vaya,
Kaparwa.
Kaparwa,
Waya.
Vaya,
Abadwa.
Amadwa,
Waya.
Vaya,
Daiwa.
Daiwa,
Kaya.
Kaya,
Atha.
Vata,
Shimka.
Shaka,
Yahawa.
Yahawa,
Labadka.
Dabak,
Aliwan.
Alawan,
Alcohol.
Alcohol,
Haratza.
Harat.
This is Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace,
And be not still.
and be not still.
O God.
O God,
For lo,
for lo,
thine enemies
thine enemies
make a tumult,
make a tumult,
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted
and consult
against thy hidden ones.
against thy people.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
let us cut them off,
and let us cut them off
being a nation,
from being a nation.
in the name of Israel,
From being Israel,
maybe no more remembrance.
no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with 1%.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against
The tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab,
of Moab
and the
and
Hagarenes,
the Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal
and Ammon,
and Ammon
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
A sword also was joined with them.
A sword also was joined with them.
They have opened the children of Lot.
They are hoping the children of Lot,
Salah.
Salah,
Do unto them
do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as unto Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kison,
at the brook of the Psalm,
which perished at Endor.
where Paris at the door.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became a dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red,
Make their nobles like a red,
and like Zaid.
and like Zaid.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes,
all their princes,
as Zabah,
as the Ba,
and as Zalmun,
and as Amun,
who said,
who said,
Let us take to ourselves
Let us take to ourselves
the houses of God
the houses of God
in possession.
and possession.
Oh my God,
Oh my God,
make them like a will,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth the wood,
as the fire burns the wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy
with
tempest,
thy temper,
and make them afraid
and make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Lord,
O Lord,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled
and troubled
forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the Most High
art the Most High
over all earth.
of all the earth.
It's the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Wa Yahushai,
Shai,
Wa Miyaka Allah,
Wa'ad,
Wa Alahayim,
Wa'ahayim,
Badazab Yah,
Matizabiyah,
Alawat Yahana,
Alewap Yahana,
Ha Alawapian,
Alawapium,
Ha Saranyam,
Aswanyam,
Ha Quatazayunion,
I Patizayunion,
Haka Yayoyan,
I Hakayunion,
Waha Akwafian,
Wahawapium,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
for water,
the water,
Amun.
Amun.
Now in English, bless you, Yahweh,
Blessed is Yahweh,
and Yahushai,
and Yahushai,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angel,
Commander General Yahan,
Commander General Yahan,
the generals,
the generals,
the captains,
the captains,
the officers,
the officers,
troopers,
the troopers,
and the sisters.
and the sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
Thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Before we end the class, does anybody want to be anointed? Swabs? Okay. Most High in Christ. All right. So with that being said, all right, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. So, men of Israel, Amijim, Amijim Shabbat, Amijim, Barak,
Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah, Yajmatah. Class dismissed.